Most men think that the reason why they're struggling financially is because they don't make enough money. But here's the truth. You can make more money, you can get a raise, even double your income, and you can still feel like you're drowning. So in the next few minutes, I'm gonna show you a simple 7-day system that will actually help you take control of your money without needing to make more. Because if you can't fix this, it doesn't matter how much you earn. You'll stay stuck in the same cycle. Money's gonna come in and then money's gonna go out. And the problem is your stress is gonna stay the same. So let me be clear with you. You don't actually have a money problem. What you have is a control problem. But once you fix that, everything else, it starts to change. Maybe you're at this place in life where you feel like nothing is moving, and regardless of how hard you're working, you still feel like you can't get ahead. I remember this time I felt completely stuck. And like you, it wasn't because I wasn't working hard enough, but it was because nothing I did seemed to move me forward. I remember checking my accounts before buying things that were super small. I'd place and plan my bills around paydays. I'd move money around just to avoid overdrafts. And the worst part, it wasn't the money. It was how it actually made me feel. It made me feel like I should be further, like I was feeling as something I was supposed to be handling. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you're carrying everything, but you're still falling behind? Because if I'm honest, that's what financial stress does. It doesn't just drain your bank account. It honestly drains your confidence. Here's what changed everything for me. I had to understand that the problem is actually not my income. The problem, it's a lack of control. Because when you don't have control, everything feels uncertain. But when you do have control, even the small amounts of money that you have, it feels powerful. So instead of trying to fix everything, you should focus on one thing, a reset, not a complete life overhaul, right? You don't need that. You just need 7 days. And in these 7 days, you're gonna rebuild control from the ground up. Now, I want you to stay with me because most men, they actually miss what I'm about to show you. This is my 7-day control system that helped me to gain control just like that. All right? Day one is about facing the reality. I can attest, this is the hardest part because most people, they actually avoid the truth. You have to open every single account and look. You gotta look. You got to look at every single one of them because you have to know what's going on. Then you got to track every dollar coming in and every dollar going out. And then don't judge yourself because there's no judgment here. I want you to remove the emotion because I can tell you, you're going to feel it in that moment. And it's okay because you're becoming aware and it's just opening your eyes to it. Because the reality is what you don't track, it actually controls you. But I can tell you this next step, this is actually where things start to actually shift. On day 2, you have to find your number. You need to know your survival number. What does it actually cost for you to live? And this includes and it's not limited to your bills, your rent, your mortgage, your food, essentials, everything that you may need, daycare, gym membership, whatever you need. All right. Most men, they actually just guess. And that's the problem. When you know your number, you stop feeling lost. So now you can actually build. All right. You can actually build another layer of control on your financial foundation. All right. In day 3, this is where we cut the bleeding. Now we're basically at this point, we're about to take action. I want you to find 1 to 2 expenses that you can actually remove immediately. Whether it's subscriptions, whether it's Netflix, whether it's multiple gym memberships, maybe it's monthly food deliveries, whatever it is, find it if you can remove it, because I'm sure you have multiple subscriptions that you're paying for that you're not even using. All right. For you, it also may be impulse spending on things that you want versus actually need. Basically, anything unnecessary, you just want to remove 1 to 2 of them. All right. And this isn't about perfection. It's actually about momentum, because quick wins, they actually build confidence. All right. Let me be real with you. It's not about being cheap. It's not. It's about being in control. You got to take control of your life. All right. By the time we get to day 4, we can now create margin. And this is where breathing room begins. The money that you cut out from day 3, it allows you to have breathing room. Even if it's $50, it matters. If it's $100, it matters, because margin reduces stress. And when stress goes down, you can think clearer. You can make better decisions. You don't think or look at margin as a small thing. I don't want you to, because it's a powerful step in the right direction. All right. Now, on day 5, we build a simple system. We basically want to simplify everything regarding money. You need to set up 3 accounts if you don't already have them. 1 account for your bills, 1 account for spending, and 1 for savings. That's it. Then, if possible, you want to automate them so your money moves from your paycheck or money that is coming in into one of those accounts without you even having to do it. Because the goal is to remove decision fatigue. Systems, they actually help you to create consistency. All right. Now, on the next step, it's possibly where most men lose control again. Because day 6, it's all about controlling your habits. All right. Money problems are behavior problems. They're not intelligence problems. All right. You don't need more knowledge. You just need better habits. You have to stop reacting emotionally, and you got to understand that that's what money causes us to do. It causes us to react like that. What you need to do is you need to start assigning purpose to your money. Every single dollar. Me, I got to the point where I assigned every single penny a job. Every penny had to have a job. It couldn't just sit. So assign everything a job. All right. And if you're still with me, you've made it here to day 7. And this is basically where you lock in, because this is the difference between people who change and people who stay stuck. Consistency. You don't do this just once. You actually repeat it over and over and over again. Because control, it isn't built in a moment. Control, it's actually built in repetition. It's constantly learning, constantly repeating the cycle. That's how you build it. And then one day, I can tell you, something's going to shift. Something's going to shift for you. You're going to check your account and you're not going to stress. You're going to pay a bill and it isn't going to hurt. You can make decisions and you'll feel confident. Not because you're rich, but because you're in control. And that's the moment that everything actually changes. For me, that moment, it was quiet. There was no big wins. There was no big paycheck. It was just clarity. And I knew at that moment where my money was going. I honestly had a system. And for the first time, I felt stable. That's when I realized control, it isn't about money. It's about becoming someone you can actually trust. I want you to make sure that you face the reality. Know your numbers. Cut the waste. Create margin. Build the system. Control your habits. And then repeat. That's it. It's that simple. but it's that powerful. A provider, he doesn't guess. He knows. He tracks, he plans, and he leads. Because control creates stability. And stability, it creates freedom. You, me, us, we weren't meant to live in this survival mode. We were meant to lead our lives. You were meant to lead your life. So if you're ready to take control, I want you to comment control below. And in the next video, I'm gonna show you how to turn this control into real income growth. Later.